Hello, whole food plant-based weight loss community. My name is Lacey Cattell, and I'm the owner of Reimagine Nutrition. I have been a wellness and holistic nutrition specialist for nearly 10 years. So I hope that you will start tuning in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and get your questions answered. If you want, I post ahead of time, so Monday morning you can leave your questions on the post, or you can message me direct with topics that you would like to hear discussed on a whole food plant-based diet. Now, today we are talking about why most people don't lose weight on a plant-based diet and how we can fix that. Now, since I didn't have any questions today, this is what I want to coach on because I see it happening constantly in plant-based weight loss groups. People switch from a plant-based eating people switch to a plant-based eating experience and they expect for the weight to fall off and then nothing happens. And it's super frustrating. So I want to talk with all of you today about 3 of the most common reasons or common mistakes that I see happen. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Problem number 1 that I see happen is people will transition to plant-based eating and they replace your non-vegan meat with vegan meat, right? You replace your meat. So vegan nuggets, vegan cheese, vegan desserts, vegan frozen foods, ultimately a lot of plant-based junk. So you're taking a non-processed source, animal meat, which has its own issues as it is, and you're replacing it with these vegan substitutes. And just because it says vegan doesn't mean that it is healthy. These foods are calorie dense, they are usually inflammatory, they're low in fiber, and they're quite simply easy to overeat, right? So you can absolutely gain weight eating this vegan junk food. That's why in this group we focus on whole foods with a plant focus. So even if you're not completely plant-based, we definitely want to be plant-focused, and we want to do all that we can to avoid vegan junk food. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, the fix is maybe simple, but not easy. We focus on foods that grow from the earth. We focus on beans, lentils, legumes, potatoes, our greens, our vegetables, our fruit, our whole grains. These are the foods that naturally regulate our appetite. Okay, so make sure you're sticking to those whole foods instead of the substitutes. Now, I know that can be somewhat difficult to do, but remember that your taste buds turn over every 7 to 10 days. So if you are coming from even the vegan junk food or more of a processed diet, then give your body time to adjust, because the processed food is set up with a trifecta: the oil, the salt, and the sugar. That's what keeps us coming back. So if we can eliminate 80% of it, then you're going to feel a difference, okay? Problem number 2, before I hop in. Okay, so if you guys are hopping into the live now or catching the replay, in the comments below, drop me a comment that says #replay and let me know where you are tuning in from. Excuse me, my desk drawer just popped open. Okay, problem number 2 that I see is not eating enough earlier in the day. Now, I see a lot of individuals do this, especially women. They start their morning with coffee and then they're just not hungry, so they end up having a small lunch and then maybe a snack later, and then what happens? You tend to overeat at night, right? Because your body is underfed all day. So that leads to those cravings increasing later on, those blood sugar crashes, decision fatigue. That's a real thing, and it kicks in because you've been overwhelmed by this undernourished lifestyle that you've been leading. So how do we fix it? Well, first we plan. and we eat structured meals. So a structured breakfast, a structured lunch, and a structured dinner. And what do I mean by structure? We want to make sure that each meal comes with fiber, plant protein, and whole food carbohydrates. Okay? If you incorporate those into your meals, you are going to notice a dramatic difference. Now, what happens if you're just not hungry in the morning? That's typically your metabolism telling you that it's not functioning properly or efficiently. Now, if you can start your morning with, let's say, a green smoothie with some plant protein in it, that's going to help kickstart your metabolism, because maybe you have been eating in a deficit for a long while and your body is just slow, right? Our bodies adapt. So if that's the issue, then you need to slowly start increasing your food to get your metabolism ramped up again, okay? Now, the next problem that I see is actually, we're going to kind of build off of the lack of structure, because people say they're eating plant-based, but the meals look like random combinations of food. And I see this often occur, and then people say, oh, plant-based eating just didn't work for me. Oh, I tried the whole plant-based diet and it didn't work for me. It's because you didn't plan and structure your meals to have a balanced combination of food. Or you were grazing too much, or you were relying heavily on those vegan processed foods we were touched on. So instead of having that mentality of whatever is easiest, we want to be intentional. Weight loss becomes easier when meals are intentional. So again, my example structure for my plate formula would be about half vegetables. So here's your plate, this half vegetables, right? And then a quarter of it, beans, lentils, protein, your plant-based lean protein, tofu, and then the other quarter is going to be your whole starch. So those carbohydrates like your potatoes, your rice, or your quinoa, okay? But make sure that you get a balanced structure to your plate, because that is going to be helpful so that you are getting adequate nutrients. So make sure you're also switching up your source of protein, your source of starches and vegetables, because that's also going to provide nutrients, phytonutrients, antioxidants, help boost your immune system, and strengthen your gut health. Okay, so that's why it's important to be intentional when it comes to a plant-based lifestyle and have structure. Now, plant-based eating is and can be powerful, but it works best when it's structured. And I don't mean this to sound extreme, and I don't mean it to sound like you have to be perfect, because that is furthest from the truth. You just have to be consistent, okay? So I want to ask all of you, and you can leave your comment below, which one of these do you think is most holding you back right now? Leave a 1 if it's processed vegan foods. Number 2, skipping meals or under eating. Number 3, lack of meal structure. So I want you to comment below. And again, which one of these do you think is most holding you back right now? Actually, I think I can leave this in the comments as well. Maybe I can't. I thought I could, but maybe I can't. So go ahead and leave that in the comments. Remember, 1 is processed vegan foods, 2, skipping meals or under eating, and 3 is lack of structure. So comment below, let me know which one is holding you back most right now, okay? Now, if you want help building meals that actually support weight loss and energy, this is exactly what I teach step by step, not just what to eat, but how to build a lifestyle that works long term. So if that's something that you're interested in, I do have a few like preview recipe books that you can, I'll drop a link to for my website. But if it's something that you are wanting to help and support on a deeper capacity, then just reach out to me personally, or just comment support in the comments below, and I will reach out to you as well. So I hope all of you have, able to take something away from this, because it really, I don't want it to be overwhelming to you. I want it to be simple. No one said it was going to be easy, but I want it to be simple for you. So remember the structure, remember to cut out those processed foods, and keep the plate in mind: half vegetables, quarter protein, and quarter whole food starches. All right, let me know below which one you are facing a challenge on, and if you want to discuss further, drop support in the comments below. I will look forward to seeing all of you in the group. If you have any questions, make sure and leave them in the group or reach out to me personally. Take care. Have a wonderful day.